Errei. Ele cansa, né? Tem que... Essas frutinhas aqui ajudam a recuperar energia. Por enquanto não dá pra comer. Acabando já.
Henry,
Eu
are
acho que
you
eu
all
desmaiei.
right? Henry!
Vai conseguir construir. Restaurar a energia aqui, ó. Meu fone tinha dado problema. Nossa, errou. Tô construindo as janelas, né? Deixa eu dar uma descansada. Tem os documentos também que a gente acha. Infelizmente não está com legendas em português. É uma pena.
July, 1845. Dear Mr. Thoreau, my employer, Dr. Agassiz, was happy to meet you last month with Mr. Emerson, and was quite impressed with your knowledge of local biology. He wonders if you might be able to provide some specimens for him to use in his work. Dr. Agassiz would gladly come to Concord to collect such specimens himself, but is drawn away by numerous and pressing engagements. If you are amenable to this idea, we will soon send you requests for these items and are happy to pay you for your trouble. Sincerely, James Elliott Cabot, assistant to Dr. Agassiz, Harvard University.
Temos a fogueira construída. cama. Tem mais um documento aqui.
July 1845. My dear Henry, Mr. Emerson has assisted my family in acquiring a house near Concord, and there we are now, writing and living like philosophers, which is to say, with little but happily. I will visit you soon and bring Mr. Garrison of the Liberator. We have all been so inspired by his earnest and unequivocal writings regarding the moral stain of slavery on our nation. Perhaps he will speak at our Lyceum on the topic. Yours truly, A. Bronson Alcott.
There is some of the same fitness in a man's building his own house that there is in a bird's building its own nest. Who knows but if men constructed their dwellings with their own hands and provided food for themselves and families simply and honestly enough, the poetic faculty would be universally developed, as birds universally sing when they are so engaged. Interesting.
É, tem que costurar a roupa aqui também. Acho que já tá costurada já.
July 4th, 1845. Dearest Henry, congratulations on the start of your experiment. I hope that the work goes well and the ideas are fruitful. Mr. Emerson says you are intent to devour yourself in our woods, but I hope that you will remember to take good care and keep yourself well. Mother worries, as do I. Your loving sister, Sophia.
Aqui é a mesma carta.
What are you doing now? Emerson asked. Do you keep a journal? So I make my first entry today.
Usar a lâmpada pra gente dar uma... Ó, um coelhinho aqui. Dá uma explorada aqui. Acho que já se passou um dia. Vamos dormir.
July 1845. Dear Henry, you've told me yourself that it is difficult to begin anything without borrowing, and I know that you can use an axe, so I've left one for you in my front yard by the chopping stump. Do come by any time to fetch it. Perhaps we can discuss the new lecture I am working on while you are here. Your friend, Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Peraí, deixa eu ver como que acessa o mapa, que eu esqueci. Assim, é pra cima no diagonal. Tem que ir lá no xizinho. Então é só pegar reto aqui. Deixa eu ir aqui antes.
My residence was more favorable not only to thought, but to serious reading than a university. And though I was beyond the range of the ordinary circulating library, I had more than ever come within the influence of those books which circulate round the world.
Tem um diálogo ali em cima também. Tô com um negócio aqui no fone. Como se fosse um diário dele aparecendo.
Interesting.
Esse tronco aqui a gente pode pegar. Ele só vai até aqui na água.
Interesting.
Acho que isso aqui é uma vara de pescar. fiz errado. É se mexer e puxa. Deixa um pouquinho aqui pra ver se... Ah, peguei um. Nossa, eu tô indo bem longe do... Eu vou voltar.
I never found the companion that was so companionable as solitude. A man thinking or working is always alone. Let him be where he will. Solitude is not measured by the miles of space that intervene between a man and his fellows. Deixa eu ver no mapa. I learned that it would cost incredibly little trouble to obtain one's necessary food, even in this latitude, that a man may use as simple a diet as the animals, and yet retain health and strength.
Será que eu vou conseguir construir a porta?
Henry, are you all right?
Minha casa vai ficar sem porta mesmo. Talvez eu vou subir no escuro mesmo.
All sound heard at the greatest possible distance produces one and the same effect, the vibration of the universal lyre, just as the intervening atmosphere makes a distant ridge of the earth interesting to our eyes by the azure tint it imparts to it.
Chegando perto. Emerson's.
It's very good to make your acquaintance, Mr. Thoreau. Your sister seems to believe our thoughts and philosophies are very much aligned. It is good to find a youth so interested in the finer fruits of thought.
Peguei dinheiro aqui, não sei se eu vou usar pra alguma coisa.
Dear Miss Fuller, it was a pleasure to meet you and thank you for the introductions to such brilliant new company. I am sure that writers such as these will fill our new journal with rays of golden talent. I have another name to add to the roster of our dial, Mr. Henry David Thoreau, a fine, brave youth of this town from whom I expect great things. I will send you some of his work soon. My son, young Waldo, is very well, and wife Lydian sends her love. R.W. Emerson.
É uma pena não estar em português.
Recommendation for
As
Henry
legendas.
David Thoreau. I cordially recommend Mr. Henry D. Thoreau, a graduate of Harvard University in August 1837, to the confidence of such parents or guardians as may propose to employ him as an instructor. I have the highest confidence in Mr. Thoreau's moral character and in his intellectual ability. He is an excellent scholar, a man of energy and kindness, and I shall esteem the town fortunate that secures his services. R. Waldo Emerson.
Que não abre. Tô com fome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ô tiozão, nem te vi aí. Cadê tua geladeira que eu quero invadir? Tô falando sobre o clima, a outra tá falando sobre os animais. Sobre as plantas.
Oh, Henry, how goes your new experiment?
Yes, in fact, the experiment is going quite well.
Excellent to hear. I do look forward to reading your new work. I hope you are keeping a good journal, full of your insights about life in the woods. Since you're here, I could use your assistance with some research I'm doing for a new lecture. Could you spare the time to help me?
Not right now.
Of course. You have much to do for you.
We'll see. Goodbye for now.
Oh, you're back, Henry. Might you...
Certainly.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I have seen it and can get it for you.
Oh.
I look forward to it. Goodbye for now.
Acho que eu apertei
There
muito
you
rápido.
are, Henry. Haven't you found my home?
I haven't found it yet, but I'll keep looking.
There you are, Henry.
I haven't found it yet, but I'll keep looking.
Fechado.
Interesting.
voltar lá pra cabana. Foi por aqui mesmo que eu vim, né? Deixa eu ver. Se dá pra me comer alguma coisa aqui. Essas daqui dá pra comer. Eu não sei o que é isso. Parece castanha. Tem um machado ali. Você já tá vindo pro lugar completamente errado.
Labor of the hands, even when pursued to the verge of drudgery, is perhaps never the worst form of idleness. It has a constant and imperishable moral, and to the scholar it yields a classic result.
Vou pegar aqui. Deve ser isso mesmo. Mais aqui, ó. Eu tô no lugar errado. É ali, ó. Eu comi o peixe, então a energia foi
The grand necessity, then, for our bodies is to keep warm, to keep the vital heat in us.
restabelecida. Lá pra cabana eu acho que não dá pra construir uma porta ali. Vai ficar aberto mesmo.
My house was on the side of a hill, immediately on the edge of the larger wood, in the midst of a young forest of pitch pines and hickories, and half a dozen rods from the pond, to which a narrow footpath led down the hill. In my front yard grew the strawberry, blackberry, and life everlasting, John's wort and goldenrod, shrub oaks and sand cherry, blueberry and groundnut. The necessaries of life for man in this climate may, accurately enough, be distributed under the several heads of food, shelter, clothing, and fuel. For not till we have secured these are we prepared to entertain the true problems of life with freedom and a prospect of success. Regularly at 7:30, in one part of the summer, after the evening train had gone by, the whippoorwills chanted their vespers for half an hour, sitting on a stump by my door, or upon the ridge pole of the house. Interesting.
Eu vi que tinha outra coisa brilhando aqui. Dá pra dormir, deixa eu ver no mapa. Tá falando que é embaixo. Falando da dieta nutritiva.
Here in the woods, I live in each season as it passes, breathe the air, drink the drink, taste the fruit, and resign myself to the influence of the earth. To anticipate not the sunrise and the dawn merely, but, if possible, nature herself. How many mornings, summer and winter, before yet any neighbor was stirring about his business, have I been about mine?
Eu não tomo água ainda, não sei porquê. Tá ruim de pesca, hein? Isso aqui é a mola. Construir alguma coisa a mais. Não sei o que tem que fazer aqui.
August, 1845. Dear Henry, don't forget that we care for you and miss you at home. Should you visit, I have left a surprise for you on the game table, as I know you love a good challenge. Stay safe and healthy. Your sister, Sophia.
I kept Homer's Iliad on my table through the summer, though I looked at his page only now and then.
Acho que é pescar mesmo. Deixa eu ver. No chão aqui.
When I return to my house, I find that visitors have been there and left their cards. Either a bunch of flowers, or a wreath of evergreen, or a name in pencil on a yellow walnut leaf, or a chip.
Isso aqui é de Natal, não é? ainda não fui ali. Eu vou pegar reto aqui e vou lá. A Sofia's Game. Acho que é por baixo ali. É a linha do trem. Uma cabana, né? É uma cabana caída.
Interesting.
Tá em ruínas. Peguei a linha do trem, vamos ver até onde vai. Se eu não desmaiar, né?
The Fitchburg Railroad touches the pond about 100 rods south of where I dwell. I usually go to the village along its causeway and am, as it were, related to society by this link.
Cheguei. Concord.
One afternoon, near the end of the first summer, when I went to the village to get a shoe from the cobblers, I was seized and put into jail because, as I have elsewhere related, I did not pay a tax to, or recognize the authority of, the state which buys and sells men, women, and children like cattle at the door of its Senate house. I had gone down to the woods for other purposes, but wherever a man goes, men will pursue and paw him with their dirty institutions and, if they can, constrain him to belong to their desperate oddfellow society.
Fui preso?
Under a government which imprisons any unjustly, the true place for a just man is also a prison. Huh. I have paid no poll tax for 6 years. I was put into a jail once on this account for one night, and as I stood considering the walls of solid stone, 2 or 3 feet thick, the door of wood and iron, a foot thick, and the iron grating which strained the light, I could not help being struck with the foolishness of that institution which treated me as if I were mere flesh and blood and bones to be locked up. I did not for a moment feel confined, and the wall seemed a great waste of stone and mortar.
Fui liberto. Vai ter uma casa aberta ali.
Henry and John have decided to start their own school, Father. It means they won't be able to help much in the pencil factory, but they already have several students promised to attend, and it will be a fine, uncommon school, won't it, Henry?
Peguei roupa.
Dear
Peguei uma
Henry,
cesta.
I have set a little game for you based on our own favorite board, the woods. Here is the first piece of the puzzle. I rise above the forest floor, where once I lay in days of yore. A gentle hand has made formation in places hidden, though not forbidden. Come find me if you seek inspiration. Bonne chance, Sophia.
Sofia.
August 1838. Dear Sophia, it was so kind of your family to welcome us, and I hope we will see you all again soon. Edmund looks forward to starting his studies with your brothers, and I'm sure we will all see much more of each other. The poems Henry sent came safely and pleased us much. The sonnet entitled Beauty is my favorite. Best regards, Ellen Sewell.
Legal, tem mais algumas cartas aqui.
July 1838. Dear Messieurs Thoreau, my sister, whom you know, has sent me a copy of the Yeoman's Gazette with your advertisement for a new Concord Academy, and suggested I contact you regarding the education of my son, Edmund Sewell. Edmund is a bright pupil, and is in need of instruction preparatory to a collegiate course, with the usual English branches of study. I will send him, with my daughter Ellen as chaperone, to meet you at your earliest convenience. Sincerely, Reverend Edmund Quincy Sewell.
Dear Ellen, Sophia tells me you enjoyed the poems I sent, so here are some more brief lines for you with my best wishes. Nature never makes haste. Her systems revolve at an even pace. The bud swells imperceptibly, without hurry or confusion, as though the short spring days were an eternity. Why then should man hasten, as if anything less than an eternity were allotted for the last deed? As the wise man is not anxious that time wait for him, neither does he wait for it. Henry Thoreau.
Acho que não vai ter mais nada aqui pra pegar. Não tem mais. Esse aqui é o meu diário mesmo. Uma torta. Tortas são boas. Mercado.
Good to see you, Henry.
Good morning.
Beleza, pessoal, eu vou encerrando por aqui. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Esse foi o Walden Again. Eu vou estar trazendo ele de volta no canal, se querer dar uma conferida. Então por este momento eu estou gostando bastante. O jogo está muito bonito visualmente. Tem uma história bem interessante, né, baseada em fatos reais. Não é difícil, mesmo estando em inglês. Recomendo aí para todos, o preço está bem acessível. Espero vocês aí na próxima e até breve. Fui!